Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is one that I've long awaited for. We are finally transitioning the office in our home into my son's bedroom. He has been in the nursery since, we moved him in there after he was out of the itty bitty newborn stage and sleeping in our bedroom. And he is now moving into his big boy room. So this is all in anticipation for our third kiddo, who is going to make their appearance very shortly. And we're going to move that baby into the nursery. So we had to find and create a new space for my son Jax. I have been on Pinterest. I've been scouring, trying to come up with ideas of what I wanted. And then I figured out what I wanted, and now it was just time to actually execute. So these little squares, the molding on the wall, was actually all purchased on Amazon. It was so easy to put up. The hardest part, though, was the measuring and spacing out the squares in the molding correctly. So I have to give total props to my husband. He's the one who figured that out, and he got all of this up and looking great. Now, after this is up, my mom ended up staying with me for almost a week because my husband was out of town in New York. And so while he was gone, we got to work helping in here and taking care of things in here. And then Josie also was dying to paint, which was kind of a disaster, but also really sweet. So after we got the molding painted, my mom went through and she caulked any of the openings. I think things like that, like caulking and taking your time and slowing down and doing the little things on projects like this makes such a huge difference. We also put up this moldable trim, I guess is what you would call it, but it was bendy. So we literally just took it around the room and then filled in any gaps with caulk. And then we went ahead and painted. So this is the first coat of paint that I put on here. And now I'm going back. And I'm not doing a total second coat. I'm really just filling in those extra spaces and gaps. I'm obsessed with this color. I think it looks so beautiful. I was really going for a blue, but like that was a little gray. But I definitely was leaning more towards the blue side. And I think this hit every single mark. It's kind of hilarious because after I painted in here, I walked into my mom's house and I looked at her dining room wall and I'm like, oh, this is the exact same color. So definitely my mother's kid. And I just found that comical and funny. So here I am just doing some touch-ups on this wall, making sure that there's no extra white spaces or cracks around the molding. That was the most difficult part, was to make sure we filled in all those spaces and covered up the molding and the caulk. The tape is removed, and now I am slowly putting things back into Jax's room. I had been buying and compiling things for many months, honestly, and it was nice to kind of see everything come and click together. We still had a bunch of stuff in the closet, and like you can see, this big whiteboards that we had to move out. In my video last week, you saw me tackle the absolute mess that was in the landing right at the top of my stairs, which is right outside all of these bedrooms, and a lot of that was things in Jax's closet. So we had to move all of those items out so we can move Jax's things in. And this was like a weeks long process, so I don't want you to get this confused and think this happened so quickly. I do think it would have happened a little quicker if my husband wasn't out of town 2 consecutive weeks in a row, but I do think it would have taken still a couple weeks. So feeling really happy about getting his crib in the right place, setting up his little basket of stuffed animals. He has this big Joe chair I found from Target we put in the corner so he can sit there and read. So a lot of these things I'm so happy that we are putting into place. Even just getting these couple of things right now into place makes me feel so much better about his room and his space, and then I slowly add more as we go. These truck prints are some of my absolute favorite finds for my son's room. In both my daughter's room and my son's room, it was really important to me that I was creating a space that could grow with them. So trying not to come up with a toddler or a kid theme, and really just making the base of the room very moldable and adaptable. So for instance, I didn't want to put truck decals or get a car bed or anything like that. I wanted it to be very, very simple for the base, and then go back in and add things that they love with things that you can easily change. So like I said, these truck prints I found on Etsy, and I am obsessed with them. So bought them on Etsy, printed them at Walmart, and found these frames at Target. So the frames were very expensive. It felt like I spent $200 on frames. Not quite $200, but it was expensive. But I just bought a simple black frame, and these can be used in any part of my house with any kind of pictures. I can get new pictures off Etsy. If he wants to, we can put family photos in these and hang them somewhere. And so I thought that this was a really nice way to incorporate things he loves, like trucks. And then right here shortly, we are going to install some knobs on his dresser. And I found these on Etsy. They are colorful truck knobs that were 3D printed, and I'm just obsessed with how these turned out. So like I said, very basic dresser. We can change the knobs when he gets older and moves out of this truck phase. And then we still have the dresser. The bones of the room are still very nice and neutral. So obsessed with how these little pieces are turning out in his room, and then we are going to fill up his dresser with his clothes. And here is the final look. I'm so obsessed with his room. We still have to hang these prints above the dresser, but all in good time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe you got some ideas for your little boy or girl room and enjoyed just coming along with me for this process and the journey. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you back here next week for a new video. Bye.